welcome to Peace System TV, the one and only YouTube channel that focuses exclusively on eradicating teen dating violence. My name is Dwight Sanders.
And I'm Denisha.
And what are you guys' names?
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Mike.
Okay. And on this particular episode of Peace System TV, we're going to be asking them some questions that we feel are important to a relationship and important to keeping a relationship healthy.
Is it okay if I ask you how old you guys are?
Of course.
How old are you guys?
I'm 20.
And you are?
I'm 18.
Okay. So I guess at least the next question, do you feel like people who are dating under 21 should be committed in a serious relationship, or do you feel like it should be more like on a friendly level?
I think it doesn't really matter what age, because like at this age we know what we want, and it's not like it's not a middle school relationship. We're on an adult level, even though we're not our parents' age who've been in the game for longer than what we have, but we still take it very seriously, because it's serious to us, other than like probably my friend who has a boyfriend, but not taking it as serious as we are, because we're in it for the long run, so it's different.
Okay. So you think it kind of depends on the person, really, and where they are in their life. Okay.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like your friends influence who you date?
Not even a little bit.
Why?
Because they tend to go for just different types of people, and they never, I don't know how to explain it. They never influenced me to do half the stuff they do, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be with him. I'd be with some crazy person, but I don't take their opinions on who to date. I take it on myself, and that's why we are together, because I decided, and I knew he was the one. He wasn't some childish person. That's going back to the age thing. Like, I was on a different level, so that was ready.
Okay.
And you're originally from Sacramento,
yes.
And you're from
Texas.
So, I guess with that being said, how do you guys feel about long distance relationships?
Most people can't do it. I mean, it takes a lot of patience. I, on the other hand, tend to have a lot of patience, so it wasn't a big deal to me at all. I mean, I can sit there and wait and things like that. I mean, I also believe I heard a saying that distance apart from the hearts, like it makes you grow fonder to one another. And when you see each other, like, it's much more than rather, I guess, seeing each other every day, because you're missing that person even more when they're not there. So, I mean, that's one of the things I cherish about long-distance relationships, but most people can't do it. You just have to be strong-minded. There's a lot of temptation.
What turns men off? And I just mean in terms of, like, we're going out on a date, habits and things like that. What would make you go in the opposite direction?
Well, I'm gonna get into this real quick. I was raised differently because I'm from the South, and like we have different things that we just don't do. Like, for instance, if I were on a date and maybe just burping, you know what I mean, just biting of the nails, different things like that. You know, I mean, stuff that I wasn't raised to do, basically. So like stuff like that. Being loud and obnoxious for no reason. I mean, drawing attention to yourself. Things I don't really fly with that. So
you think like etiquette in class is like if you don't have it,
it's a must. Yes, okay. Because it goes a long way. I definitely think it tells the person that you'll become or who you really are. You know, after you get to know them for a certain amount of time, their true colors show.
Right.
I think if you come correct with, and your first impression is good like that with great etiquette, I mean, I think that's the kind of person you are.
Right.
So, and who you'll live to be for long. So.
Okay. And what about you? What turns you off about a man, or turns you on?
Wait, on or off?
Off first.
Basically, just he doesn't have any goals, doesn't know where he wants to go, plans on staying at home with mom forever, doesn't know how to treat himself, therefore he doesn't know how to treat someone else, no respect, doing the wrong thing to get where he wants, it's just certain things that people do, like the same thing with him, how I was raised, and so there's things that I do that is whole etiquette and stuff like that. So
what happens if you fall in love with somebody who doesn't embody all of these qualities? You know, what if, you know, your woman burps or bites her nails? What if your man doesn't know what he wants to do quite yet? He hasn't decided. What happens then?
That's a very good question. I think, like I was saying, first impression is everything. I think if it's not like on that first date, that's fine. I believe like you'll grow to love that if you're truly deeply in love with that person. But I have no clue. That's a really good question. That's a very good question. I guess if you take it with a grain of salt. If you really love them, you'll stick out. I think you'll stick with them and help with the situation. You know, help them find a job, help them find the Lord. You know what I mean? Just be a backbone to them. So.
Well, this question is kind of a personal question, if you don't mind answering it. But I mean, what does sex mean to you? What do you feel like you're trying to accomplish when you do things like that?
For sex, I mean, to be quite honest, like I was saying, people in general view males as you know, like they need sex or they want it. Myself, on the other hand, I'm not like that. I mean, I can live without sex because love, I don't think it has somewhat tied into it, but I don't think that's primarily what it's based upon. Mm-hmm. I mean, basically, I'm saying I can go without it. I love her for her and for her personality and for everything that she's worth. Not for sex, not for anything, not you know like that pertaining to that matter. I mean, I don't view sex as like it's not all the way up here. I can live without it. I mean, it can be thrown out of the equation. I'm not about that. You know what I mean? I love her for her, and that's why I chose her to be my future wife. That's why.
Okay. So that's not really even an important.
No, it's not. No.
So then I'll assume that means that the way a person has sex doesn't influence whether or not you'll stay in a relationship.
Another a good question. I don't know. I think it could be based on their personalities. Like if people have aggressive sex, they may have some aggressive traits, things like that. I'm not sure. I hear there's two different meanings. Like there's making love and there's having sex. I mean, when that time comes, I'd rather make love than sex, if according to what I've heard about that, you know, the comparisons. Right. So, I mean, I think based upon like I was saying, aggression and things like that, that may have want to play a good part of their characteristics. So, if they're aggressive like that to me that mean maybe their relationship is aggressive and that it might not last and things like that. So they're maybe overbearing.
Does no really mean no when you're, you know, hanging out with someone? Let's say you just got off a date or something like that and you guys go back to the house or wherever you guys are chilling and that person comes onto you or you come onto them and they say no. Does no really mean no for you, or how do you take that when someone tells you that?
No is no.
Absolutely.
No is no.
You
can be butt naked and you decide to say no. You have to back off, male or female. The female can't keep pushing it, or the male say, okay, I'm not ready. No, she has to stop. Right. She has to respect that decision of him. He could be butt naked, ready to roll, but then he decides no. She has to respect that for the male as well, because in most situations it's always on the male. Do he follow what she says? No, I think the women should be on it too, because they get kind of crazy themselves, and so they have to listen just as well. But no is no.
Okay, one of you guys can answer this. Why do you feel like some guys and some girls too, why do you feel like in that situation some of them still try to pursue it? Do you feel like it's previous gestures that person's giving them? Or?
I mean, I guess just the whole fact that they've, possibly male or female, they've been led on throughout that night or leading up to that event. And I think maybe that mixed signals, you know what I mean? So not a good understanding at all. And then, I mean, just bottom line, when it comes down to it, if some male or female says no, it's just no. I mean, you don't cross that line.
Right.
So, but I think that's what it is.
It is based on the stereotype, but there is some truth to it. Men are notorious for being the ones who cheat, even though we know this isn't always true. Why do some men feel like it's okay to have more than one woman?
To be quite honest, personally, I don't know why, but I mean, I can try to elaborate on that. Probably because they feel like they're in their prime, like they don't feel the necessity to be tied down no matter what age they're at, they always want that plan B, I guess you can say,
Right.
that backup plan. So I have no clue. I'm sorry I can't give you a better answer than that because I haven't been put through that myself. I'm a different kind of person, but I just feel probably because they feel like they walk this earth untouchable. They can do whatever they want. I mean, I know it's not right, but that's how it is. How some men feel about themselves. So, I mean, if they feel that way, then they probably think that they can have anything they want, like sleeping with any kind of woman. It doesn't matter how many. I don't know. I guess some men don't have any remorse, and that's what's wrong with the male society today. So they don't. I mean, especially my black women. They're so precious to me. I just can't see that. I don't know why, and that's a very good question. I want to find out the answer myself. Okay. So.
Well, thank you, Mike and Kiara, for sharing this with us. It's very important to have these open discussions with each other and sometimes with other people to maintain a healthy relationship. This has been a Peace System video. I'm Dwight.
And I'm Denisha.
Check us out on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. We have all kind of information for you.
And also comment on the video. Let us know how you feel about this. You know, how do you feel about the last question we just asked them? Rate, subscribe, let us know how you feel. Inbox us any personal questions you may have. And until next time.